Let's go to war!
Hi and welcome back to the fifth and final video in the Wargaming Addicts tutorial on Nuts, which is a World War II skirmish game by 2 Hour Wargames. Now in the set of videos we've seen how combat takes place, how troops react to the combat, how leadership plays a crucial role, how activation dice are used, how the turn sequence is kept random and fresh, and how I was able to play a scenario completely solo. Here I haven't used charts and tables to determine the enemy's movement, I've just played it by ear. However, there are charts and tables within the Nuts rulebook that allows you to do exactly that. I also showed the effects of cover, and I gave you a little bit of insight into the tactics I was going to use to accomplish the scenario. Now, I've played this scenario many times, and I use it a lot for teaching people how to play Nuts. So I'm quite familiar with how the Americans can win this. If they charge out and just run forward, and if they're unlucky and the machine gun is already in play, things can be quite different. Although luck didn't go exactly on their side. But you can also see how the semi-automatic rifles give the Americans quite an advantage in pinning down the Germans. A German with a bolt-action rifle is always going to be pinned against or outgunned against an American with a semi-automatic rifle, and that's going to keep him suppressed. So it can get quite easy to suppress German squads. However, once those Germans bring those LMGs into play, once they get the MG42s opening up, the Americans generally are in a world of pain. And of course, German vehicles are greatly feared on the battlefield. We've played this scenario exactly as per the Nuts 2nd edition rules. The rules for insight checks and reaction have changed and evolved a little bit since this game came out. However, we stuck to the 2nd edition rules, which are perfectly playable, although it does tend to favour somebody sitting in wait and the other guy moves, and then you take the insight checks or you snap fire, so on and so forth. The later incarnations, and certainly Chain Reaction 3, that allows you to react simultaneously and different speed of reactions, and it also brings in a little bit of leadership. Those rules are fully compatible with Nuts 2nd edition. Chain Reaction 3 is a free download. You can download it, take those insight rules and plug them straight into Nuts 2nd edition. It won't change a thing except the insight checks. I showed you how damage worked. Obviously, the bigger the gun, the more damage it does. The rate of fire of the gun is important, and it can be quite hard to hit people in cover, but it's not so much about hitting them. If you can pin them down and keep them out of the fight, getting close with the hand grenades, you can end the fight pretty quickly. And that's pretty much how things were in real life back in World War II. Once things got up close and personal with hand grenades, things changed dramatically. It also the game makes you think in terms of real world tactics, and because your troops can gain experience each battle, you're not throwing them out in the hope of some small advantage for sacrificing them. They get a little bit too valuable to do that with them, and you get kind of attached to them too. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on Nuts. It's given you the idea of how to play with infantry. Perhaps we'll do a series of tutorials with the armour included as well, and we'll see how it goes. Do leave some comments if you like the videos, and do let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. We'll be doing some tutorials on some other games too, not just from 2 Hour Wargames, which I'm quite a big fan of, but from other game systems too. This is TheWargamingAddict.com, signing off.
next time.